Okay, let's just get right into this. So, this is kind of just going to be like the ultimate guide to installing Stalker on Linux. For the most part, we're going to be following like this guide, but I'm going to add a little bit more. Appreciate this dude, by the way, for making this. This is awesome. Installing Gamma on Linux has never been any easier nowadays. Well, I'm also going to go over good settings that Linux shows, a few mods, and then I will also be adding the redone mod to this as well. So, yeah, I'm going to link all these videos in the description if you want to take a look at them, especially this one where he goes over like the whole redone mod and kind of shows you what it does and gives you a little guide. So, for the most part though, I want to give a little like disclaimer. So, look at the timestamps for this video. We're gonna go over how to install it through bottles first, but after that I'm gonna show you good settings for the game that you should use when playing, and then lastly I'm gonna show you how to get the game working on Steam so you can have it with Steam overlay. Now you do need to own Call of Pripyat, but you can get this game for really cheap, and yeah, you can see it right here. You can get it working. It's really not that hard. The guide for getting it working on Steam should be, for the most part, same for Windows if someone wants to use this for that. There will be one little thing that you will have to do differently, but I will discuss it then when we get to that part of the guide. But yeah, I mean, for the most part though, let's go ahead and get into this. So, I recommend just having like a little games folder or whatnot that you can use. You don't need to make it so big. Yeah, you see I already got a few. We'll make this. I'll just call this read. Okay, so first of all, you're going to want to make sure that you have bottles. So I already have bottles right here, but you can get it on FlatHub. And I do recommend that you get it on FlatHub. I don't think you can install it another way, but yeah, here it is. You've used FlatHub before. It ain't that hard to figure out. It's really easy to use. So once you have that done, go ahead and make your folder like I just did, wherever you want it. It's going to be about 250 gigabytes, or no, just 200 gigabytes about, just to be safe. At least that's what the guide recommends. So first of all, we're going to need to, I will leave a link for the GitHub in the description or wherever I'm able to link it. I might be the fucking comments because I have to verify my YouTube account or something weird, but you can get all the commands from there. So first of all, we're going to get the actual launcher that we are using, and then we're going to be creating what's called a Python closed environment so that we can use Python to install some stuff. So once you've done that command, you need to activate it, so we're going to have to find activation, which is right here. You can always, spell the words correctly and things will actually work. Okay, so now that I have this, we're going to hit install. Yes, so this is likely to happen. Just do what it says. Like I said, make sure you type things correctly. Okay. And then we can do this. We need to go into the launcher and then do this. Okay. Now we get back out of that. Then we can just do GAMM and then tab should complete it. Version. Yep, and if it gives you that, then you know you've installed it correctly. Okay, so pretty simple from here. Like, it's so easy to install Gamma now through Linux. even if you're wanting to do this on Steam, you're still going to want to install Gamma this way. So this is going to take a while, and I'll cut, but we can do a few things before then. So let's go ahead and get our bottles going. Make a new bottle for gaming. Stalker. And then for our runner, you just select Proton 9. That's what you want. So yeah, you're still, so for the most part, running Gamma on Linux or on Steam is kind of, it's not like super unstable, but it can be a little finicky at times. And you still need to do this anyways for it, but it's good to have, like, you know, a version of it that you know is working, so that, you know, if it stops working on Steam, you can use this as a way to reinstall it and not lose any progress. We're gonna make this beautifully. I've gotten pretty good at doing this, so it's really not that hard. Okay, so from here we gotta add, just go over here, we gotta add some wine stuff. Little wine. Just add some wine prefixes. So yeah, keep that right there. I'm gonna really just cheat a little bit, make it easy for myself. Copy this. So all these commands, like I said, are in that GitHub. We appreciate Red and all he has done for this guide. This is honestly game changing. Like, oh yeah, there was another thing. I'll probably have to add this, but I do believe in his video. Now, love the dude for doing this, but man, this guide is probably like an hour longer than it needed to be. And I believe, I'm not going to rewatch the whole thing to make sure, but I do believe he does say in it that there is some issues if you're not running a AMD graphics card. I am running an AMD graphics card, and to show you, go to the effect chart here. This is what I'm rocking. So I got an AMD card. I used to, like, ages ago, when the main strategy was Lutris for this. Yeah, you'll just, once you've done this, you'll just start getting, just press OK on everything, you know, you'll eventually get it all. You should see Wine Tricks log right there, and that's how you know. But I remember having to do this on Lutris, though, and dude, it was really such a pain to try and get it to work. And then I remember one time Lutris updated, and it just broke everything, which was really annoying. So, yeah, from now on, we are kind of just waiting for this to install. So I'm going to cut it right here, and yeah, we'll be back once this is done. Alrighty, it should look like this once you're done. So, from here, we're going to come over here. You're going to add shortcut, and then you're going to go to where your game is installed. Go to Gamma, mod organizer, and add that. And then you're going to launch it. Next, I'm going to create a portable instance. That's very important. Browse. Now, it can be a bit of a pain in the ass to use this. Home. Find your user profile. Games. Redone. And then click Anomaly. No, click this. And then click Anomaly in here. And press Open. And then it should switch to Gamma. Now, next, and finish. Press OK. I just say no. Alright. So, one thing I do recommend is go here, on the tools, theme, and here, 1908. Boom. Now you're not being blinded to death. Okay, so you're basically good. I mean, like, you don't want to do anything extra. Boom, you have Gamma now. But we're going to go through, and I am going to give a list of some mods that I normally use. I already got some Redone we're gonna add redone later for the most part, but yeah, I do believe, I'm gonna go through and double check real quick, but I do believe a lot of them, I'm not gonna link downloads, you can just go to his video and get them all here. But I do believe most of these mods have actually already been added to Gamma in the most recent update, so I'm gonna figure out which ones have been added. I'll be back. Okay, yeah, glad I checked, because most of those mods have already been added. So Dart, that's just for my ultra-wide people like me. I'm using an ultra-wide. That's also one other thing I should mention. Don't expect my performance to be near what you're going to get. One thing with having an ultra-wide is performance isn't the best. Like, even with my setup, I don't get crazy FPS. Auto, and then this one and these three, so these 4 mods, these are all redone. That'll be after we do all this setting stuff. Drop disassemble and auto ammo favorite are really the only 2. Those are just really convenient. So let's add those real quick. Oh wait, no, there is one more. I didn't forget. Why is this one so big? I thought I downloaded it. I don't have to re-download this. It'll take too long. Just go steal it from one of my other Gamma. What's wrong with cache? Hand. My bad. Copy. So, what you're going to want to do is you saw, so the convenient part about using the cache and that command is that that's where pretty much all of your downloads go through. So this is basically all your mods. Makes it way easier to install things on this than it is with normal Windows version. So go ahead, we're going to add these 3. We're going to do redone later. I mean, you can skip ahead. I'm going to do it like this just in case for the people that don't want to bother doing redone, so we can just get these 2 over with, and then I'm going to do settings, and then I'll show redone afterwards. So first of all, we're going to start with the grass mod. So first of all, you're going to want to go with and look in grass, and we're going to get rid of this one, and then going to reinstall this mod. Next, make sure summer is in there, because I'm downloading the summer version. There is an autumn version of this, so you'd want to do autumn then, or you could do spring if you want it to be a bit brighter. There is also one other thing. I'll show this, but we got a little LUT file that he has in his video, and just go over and get that. It's going to kind of get rid of the like grayish tint the game has. However, you are going to need to increase your contrast to actually notice the difference, but I'll show you how to do that. So just replace it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Ignore that. Okay, so we're going to go to downloads. Yeah, we see it up here. So we're going to install this mod. Sometimes that just happens. I forget why that happens. Like, not every time I install Gamma do I get that stupid error, but sometimes I do. I can't remember what causes it. It's nothing that's big deal. It's, yeah, literally what it says. Can't create a temporary thing. Who cares? Okay. So yeah, just go ahead and enable that. This is annoying. Oh well. Hopefully that didn't happen on your version. It's really random, like my other install that I did just a few nights ago. It doesn't do that. So we're going to look up atmospheric. Yes, this one. Now, for my Windows people, you would just go and... Well, you're going to want to do this on Macs anyways to see what you're doing. So you can't really add file through that on Linux like you can on Windows. So for my Linux people, this is where you're going to want to go. Mods. Just look up the number 290. And it's game data scripts. And then you see this LUT file. We're just going to take our new LUT file, move it over here, overwrite. Boom. Okay. Now, from the ultra-ride people, you don't really need to do anything extra. Just install Dart, which add all of this stuff. Oh yeah, I don't know why they got disabled. Okay, now what's the next one? Yeah, ammo auto favorite one, install. Okay, so that little error I was getting, just in case you run into that, because I've ran into that quite a few times, I just managed to fix it. So if you run into that error, just delete the bottle you had made and recreate a new one, and then go through and make sure you do your line prefix. I'm not sure how we did it before, but this is how it looks exactly. I don't know if I had, because I copied it, I forgot that slash at the end. Maybe that was why. I'm not sure. Just make sure for a fact your command is correct. You know, it looks pretty much identical to mine. You know, your path is going to be a little differently for your own setup, but make sure it's identical. Weird issue, you know. I went to the Discord and found it out. You know, if you run into any issues. Okay, so I did forget to mention, but if you want to add the dismantle one, you're going to want to disable this mod and then do the usual go through and then just install it. Not that complicated. Okay, so there's quick companion teleport that I do recommend, and also black market. I love this mod. I don't really know why it's always. Oh, I think yeah, because I always mess with it. Let's see. It's somewhere in here. I know it is. Yeah, I already had it enabled because I was messing with some stuff, trying to figure out the issue before. Okay, so now we're going to do settings. I've already gone through and done all mine, but you're going to want to go ahead and start a save temporarily, just so we can get these settings done. If you're going to do a redone, then we'll have to do a fresh save anyway, so don't worry about it right now. But there is a few settings that I'm not sure if it'll carry over to a new save, but one like the contrast that I want to show y'all, so we're gonna just make sure to go ahead and do that. For the most part though, most of these settings, there's like you know, making artifacts not nearly as rare. I personally like infinite bolts, for example, and then setting the contrast, which you can only do in a game, and infinite bolts is the same way. You can only change that in a game. So I think that one though is like save file, so that one might need to be changed per save file. I'm not too sure, but we will find out. Okay. So, go into settings, under basic, make sure you do your resolution. Now, one little thing, your FOV is pretty explanatory, but your HUD FOV will actually determine how close your gun is to you. So, like here, for example, this. Now it's super zoomed in. So if you ever have that issue, and you're wondering why, that's the reason. So yeah, play around with that. It's going to be dependent on your own monitor. Go to basic light settings, change it to 0.7. Especially if you added that LUT file, you're going to want to do that because that was kind of made with the intention that you increase your gamma. So over here in your keybinds on control, I recommend you invert these. So your weapon 1 is 3 and weapon 3 is 1. Because for whatever reason, this is your primary, but by default it's on 3, which I don't really like, so I switched it. I recommend doing that. It's way easier to use to that with like other games, so that's why I say it's worth it. Because otherwise, then your pistol is going to be button 1. I also switch these, so sprint and shift, crouch is X. There's probably going to be a few others that I'm going to forget. Apply. All right. So we're going to go to Visual under Advanced. I normally have VSync on just because it's convenient to have, especially since I'm not expecting to get insane FPS, so might as well have it on. So for this, you're going to want to go all the way out and then go 1, 2, 3. And then in this one, you're going to go all the way out and go 1, and then max out dynamic objects. This is where you can see like players, other NPCs, not players. Keep this one max. This should all be default from here. So same thing with this. Don't touch this or you'll crash. I learned that out just recently. I turned sun rays on low just because most of this should be default pretty much all the way through. Just forgot to enable VSync. Alright, and then come down to what are we putting? You go to gameplay, progression difficulty, and down here, limited bolts, just untake that. And now you have infinite bolts. Now we go to mod configuration, go to DOA, and it's gonna look different, so pretty much copy all of this. Easy, 0.5, 35, 2, 0.5, 3, 20, 30, 0.5, 0.5. I'll give you a few seconds to pause the video and just quickly do that. Now, you come down to SSS settings. Now, if you're on a low-end system, you can easily get some extra FPS by fucking with all this stuff. But if you don't like how the scopes have like a blurry effect on the sides, go to weapon depths of field and then just turn all of this off. And then I also recommend, if you want to change like your keys for the action wheel, but I think they changed quite a bit. So for the most part, I think you're good from here when it comes to normal settings. So that's pretty much it for this. So now I'm gonna get redone going, and then I'll show you how to do the next part. Let's see. Okay. So redone isn't that much more complicated for the most part. There's a few mods that we are going to need to disable. There really shouldn't be that many. Mods. So we got just a few mods to do. Here it is. Here's the list. Okay. So we're gonna go over here and we're just gonna preemptively disable this. We're gonna go side fields in the north. Disable that. And we're gonna disable ZCP balance spawns. Devices are free, and then this one isn't for useful idiots. Hold on. So this combat AI one, Vino says that it conflicts with useful idiots. I think it may work since there's been a few recent updates to the base game, so maybe it might work. But for the sake of this guide, I'm gonna just disable it for right now. I might try to mess with it, and if for whatever, if it works, I'll post in the description saying Useful Idiots had no issues with redone, but I will make sure to clarify if it still is conflicting. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. Go to games, find your game, cache. And then we're just going to add all of these. And then over here we can just do redone. So we're going to start with the north one, install. So yeah, all of this stuff is extra stuff that you can add, like, I think he started with south here. He started with south. Let's do south just because. I'm not sure if it makes a difference which one you want to start with. So yeah, he selects no endless spawns, which is for the underground for the areas. Do that. And just press OK. Now we're going to find redone. We're going to rename it to redone south. And then we're going to do the exact same thing with the north one. I don't think so. Yeah, it's just some like extra stuff. And 11. Enable 11. So we're going to do that. If you want to add some extra transition points, you can do that. Same thing, we're going to rename mod. Then we're going to do the same with this. Shouldn't have to do really much of anything. Main install, that's really it. I think that's all I'm really going to mess with. Add-on. Oh, Gamma patch. I think I need it. I guess. I'll add it. Stealth overhaul could not hurt. I always like messing with stealth. And then we're gonna get that military. So this is the mod that I was told that could conflict with whatever it's called. I forget. Useful Idiots. So we should be able to come down here. Let's just check all these now. Says it's red. We shall see if it works or not. Always one way to find out. Oh yeah, there was a few other mods that I forgot to include as well, and some stuff that you may want to add, so I'll include that as well. Let's see. I've actually never done redone before, so this will be a treat for me. I like just recently, not that long ago, I don't know, beat under a college's, and kind of want to just try something new out. I don't see Renegade. I mean, I think you need a separate mod to make Renegade a playable faction. I don't know, Bandit? Fuck it. I've never actually played as a Bandit. Northern Factory, let's go to that one. I'm just gonna grab random stuff. I doubt this will be my actual. What's this? Never use that shit. Give me ibuprofen. That's a lot of ibuprofen. Fuck it. Can't hurt. Oh yeah, it's on easy. No wonder why I have so many points. You know what? That's fine. grab this. Let's go. This. And start. Let's see. Ugh. I mean, it hasn't crashed yet, so. Yeah, now I've jinxed it though, so. So, the real reason why you want to make sure you have all these mods and stuff like that before you do the Steam stuff is because we're going to be cloning the game that it's built right now and merging it. So, you want to get all of your stuff configured out of hand so you don't have to reconfigure it. Okay. I mean, I can't really tell if Redun's in. I know there's a whole bunch of other stuff in this game. Eventually, I mean, it hasn't crashed, and I assume that the mod's running, so we'll find out. Get fucked. Okay. So there was 2 mods that I did forget to recommend. So there's Quick Companion Teleport that I do recommend, and also Black Market. I love this mod. I don't really know why it's always. Oh, I think yeah, because I was messing around. Let's see. It's somewhere in here. I know it is. Yeah, I already had it enabled because I was messing with some stuff, trying to figure out the issue before. But you're gonna want to put that one on. It'll make it so you can buy like scopes and attachments a little bit easier. Sell guns to traders if they're of a certain like percentage. I kind of like it. It's not that OP. In my opinion, it should be on by default, but it's not. Okay. So now that we have all of that, it's time to run this game on Steam. So for the most part, we're going to be doing a lot of other stuff. So I will have this command in the description because I'm not too sure if it's actually on the GitHub. Okay, so to run this game on Steam, it's pretty fucking simple. There will be one part for my Windows people that you can skip, and one part that you're going to have to figure out for yourself. One of them is you're going to need to merge Anomaly and Gamma together. You can do that manually by fucking... Yeah, you can do it manually. I don't really know another way. I mean, I've been using Windows for a few years, so I have no clue. But the first thing you're going to want to do, though, is come over into your bin folder. And if your CPU can support the AVX option, do that one. If not, don't. How do you know you can support it? If you can run it on Mod Organizer and it's not grayed out, then it works and you can run it. So use that version. If not, use the normal one. So come over here, rename it to XR Engine. Just that. Just rename it to that and leave it there. And people, we can do the easy path. So you're going to want to do this command. It's basically just doing a workaround to combine everything instead of making them separate. You're telling it where Anomaly is, you're telling it where Gamma is, and you're telling it where to go last. If you end up having to do this again and you have left this folder there, it will cancel out. So make sure you have this deleted afterwards. So while that is doing that, we are going to need to do a few things. First of all, I am going to need to come over here. Temp. We're going to do all of this. This was my previous game. I don't want to lose it. Move over here. Okay. You won't need to do that. So, make sure you have already installed this game. You're just going to go over to Properties, Local Files, Browse Files, and delete everything out of this. Delete it all. Make sure it's empty like it is on mine. So, the fun part is we are going to... So for my the Windows people, this step you can skip. But for my Linux people, you cannot skip this step. So, fine. This is where your equivalent to appdata is. So we're gonna do .steam, steam, and then steamapps, yes. So all of these numbers are just the independent actual games. Yeah. So if you ever go to a game library like this and you see that number right here, 41700, that's what we're looking for. So boom. This is the file that we're looking for. So yeah, you can kind of already see where we're going with this. So we're going to delete this. Okay. In this PFX file, we are going to do the exact same thing we did before. So we're going, I already have it up here, so I'll just do this. Oh, perfect. That'll work. So we're going to go over here and steam this. I guess I'll make sure the slash at the end is there. I'm not sure why that happens, but at least I know the fix for it now, and now you do as well. You may run into that random mod organizer, cannot edit the fucking mod list file. If you do, just make a new bottle and make sure you did everything right. You shouldn't have to go through a full reinstall, thankfully. So it does make things a little easier. So we're just going to make sure we got that slash at the end. Yeah, it's just telling me that. Okay. So yeah, we'll just make sure we have that. And then we'll just do it like we did with the bottles. It'll install wine under this. Entire time this is running. It's taking a little longer than it was. Oh, it's being updated. Yeah, who knows when the last time I fucking ran this thing through. Yeah, everything is being installed over here. It'll just go off of your mod organizer install. And you know, from what I have seen on the older versions of Gamma, the mod control manager settings would not carry over to the Steam install, but recently, I don't know if it's always, I guess we'll find out, but I just did one, and all of those settings carried over when they don't normally do that, so that's why you really want to make sure that version of the game is your baseline, that it will always work. So you're having an issue on Steam, you can go over and you can just easily fix it, no problem. Okay, so we got one other thing to do. So you're going to come back to .steam. You're going to go to compatibilitytools.d. You kind of already see what we're going with this. Just look up on your Google Proton GE download, and you should at the very top see the GitHub. Just go over and install the most recent version. Doesn't really matter. 10.13 is pretty good. That's what I've been using. That's one thing that's kind of sad about bottles is I wish it would let me add my own runners to it, because like there's no reason why you can't use Proton 10 for this under bottles. You should be able to, but it doesn't let you install an extra runner. So I've tested this on various different Proton versions, as you can see, and the newer ones seem to always work a little bit better, so it's always worth just going with whatever newest one is out at the time. So yeah, all of that should have downloaded. You'll just get this as a tar file. Yeah, it downloads as a tar file. So how you extract these types of files are pretty damn simple. Oh my goodness. Why is everything bugging out? Okay, yeah. Just open terminal here. You just do tar XECF. Whoops. Why am I not typing? it just went through. And then just the file name. Well, yeah, you know, I'm not gonna do it because I already got it installed. Oh, hey, look at that. That's just perfect timing. Hopefully that lined up with y'all too. Okay, so now that that's done, we're gonna go back to games, and there's two other things that we are gonna want to do. So if we go over here, save games. First of all, we're gonna delete this. We should have actually done this ahead of time, but it really doesn't matter all that much. You're gonna need this to be downloaded anyways. But like I said before, I'm gonna do a new save anyways, personally. Okay, so we're gonna make two system linked folders. It should look pretty much identical to this, so we're going to do a little bit different. So we're going to change this to redone. And we're going to come over here and we're going to delete everything until Call of Pripyat. Enter that. Boom. Now we should have this. It leads us right to where Stalker Call of Pripyat is, so we don't have to go through the whole browse local files nonsense and whatnot. We just have it right there. So you're going to go ahead and go over to StalkerGamma, Call of Pripyat, and you're going to copy all of this over. Oh, shit. Come on, there it goes. Move over. And then make sure you delete this folder just in case the inevitable opportunity in which you need to do a reinstall. You don't get an error. So now we're going to do another symbol link. And this one, redone, Anomaly, and appdata. So here we're making a sim link of the saved games folder that's in the Steam's version, and it'll go under Anomaly. So doing this, we go over to redone, Anomaly, appdata, and now we have a sim link path folder here. So these will, so if you ended up doing a reinstall, you don't have to worry about your install not you need to make sure your saved file transferred over to the new reinstall. It'll always update, and this will also mean that you can go and use the bottles version and you can save the game through this and it'll update on the Steam version, no issues. It works both ways. Very convenient. It makes things a lot easier when it comes to trying to do all this. So now we come over here, we go to properties, compatibility. Looks like I was running 9. Let's do it. 1013. That's what I'm gonna use. And you could try this. I was fucking around with it earlier, but this is just limiting core 0. It might help you if you think, because it's like a really old ass engine, so it's one of those engines that only use that single core. There was this performance mod that tried to help it, and I was trying to, it doesn't work for Linux, but I was trying to get it to work. Okay, so now we press play. It's just gonna take it a moment to get going. Why is it on fucking... Oh, there it goes. I was like, why is it not full screen? Yep, there we go. And then we can make sure for a fact, like, look, we got all of our settings. We won't know if we have this, but if we go to this, let's see. Yep, see? All of these settings transferred over. So that's really why you want to make sure, just so you don't, every time you have to do a new Steam install, you're not doing this. Now, I will notice, I don't know if it's because I'm running the video screenshot. Now, I will notice, I don't know if it's because... Shit, that was loud. I was not expecting that. My bad for ear raping, fighting. Cord microphone. Fuck you. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what it causes it, but you lose like about 10 to 15 FPS, if not more, sometimes when running this game on Steam. I mean, it could be because of this. It could really be because you're, recording the game the whole time you're playing. That could very well be it. I don't know why I never thought of that and tried to run it without this going on, but I mean, like, isn't that like the whole fucking point? You just went through all this effort, and I went through a lot more effort trying to figure out how to get this shit to work, just so I can have some way of recording my game. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna bother making a new game and making you go through all that again. That's pretty much it. I mean, this guy might have been a lot shorter than I was expecting. Hopefully I don't have to re-record, but that should be everything. This should be a pretty good guide, and I hope this helped. I know I was a little bit snarky earlier, but if you do have any issues, I will try to help you in the description. I mean, for the most part, people in the Discord, they won't help you. I mean, there's a few people that use Linux as well, so they'll help you as well, like that issue I had earlier. I got lucky that there was another guy that ran into it, and he knew the issue. But you won't always get lucky like that. But for the most part, don't come in and with no knowledge and expecting people to help you. So at least put some effort in to try and figure it out yourself. But yeah, I mean, that's really it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll try to answer it if I can. But don't ask dumb ones, though. I hope this helped, and you have fun with this game. It's a ton of fun.